What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I have the brand new Zen Soul for you in this video. I'm going to throw it against, of course, the Zen Master. I don't have my Zen with me, unfortunately, so instead I'm going to throw it against the Trend 2, which I feel like this new Zen Soul could be a good replacement for the recently discontinued Trend 2. Now, let me just show you really quick the layout. I just went with a 5-inch pin with a 3-inch buffer. That's over my bridge. Zen Soul, nice looking ball. It's kind of shiny because I threw it already. I'm recording this part after I'd already bowled. But this comes at the 4K finish. I don't know if it's at 4K fast. I don't know if it's the same thing, but it pretty much looks polished. So, and then here's the Trend 2, same layout. As you can see, has a little bit of surface on it from when I was throwing it on tour. My findings are quite interesting, I thought. So let's take a look, shall we? So here are my first 10 shots of this bowling ball straight out of the box. That was my 5th shot of the day, so I'm not very warmed up. And this whole session I didn't throw it very well, so bear with me here for the rest of this video. So while you guys are watching some fairly less than stellar bowling shots, I'm just going to talk about the bowling ball real quick. So it has the S77 hybrid cover stock, which is the hybrid version of the Zen and Zen Master cover. Pretty self-explanatory, and it has the same core. And I noticed the ball shapes a little bit more like a Zen Master than a Zen, where I think it is a little bit on the smoother, slower side as far as the whole product line is concerned. But what I did find intriguing about this ball, the more I threw it, is I feel like it's going to be a very versatile piece. You'll see later in the video I'll get pretty straight and it looks pretty good, pretty smooth. When I roll my hand up the bag of it, it doesn't stand up and go forward, it actually rolls. And you'll see the shots that I don't throw very well, which are ones I get steep in the lane and get around it and grab it. It actually gets quick, so that tells me that the ball really responds to my hand position changes, whether they're on purpose or not. It does it. So that is a promising sign. I do just need to throw this ball a little bit more on some different oil patterns, and I think it needs a lot more surface for my personal preference, how I would use it. More surface and more volume on the lane, I think, is where I would see this ball being very good. But as you can see, I'm not very lined up. That last shot tells me that the big footprint, that S77 cover, is probably a little bit too strong for the angle I'm trying to play. So I'll either need to get further right or further left. And as you'll see after this shot, I think, I do end up moving back to the right, and it actually ended up looking a lot better. But my subpar shot execution made it look not as good. But just from my personal experience bowling and knowing my tendencies and having seen various balls go down the lane, I could tell that this ball wanted to be further right, where I could roll it and it picks up in the mid lane and it doesn't really get offline super quick. So here's the first shot from the right, and I was pleasantly surprised that it rolled off it rather than get off of the spot very hard and go straight off the back. So that's where I see that versatility again that I was talking about earlier. But the reason why I wanted to compare this ball to the Trend 2 is because it is a stronger symmetric hybrid, and the only other one we have in the lineup as far as the stronger symmetric hybrids is the Phase 3, and that covers not nearly as strong as the Trend 2 or this Zen Soul. So in my estimation, I would think that this could be a comparable replacement, especially considering that the Trend 2 has been discontinued. So for those of you who are Trend 2 lovers, you'll get to see a little bit of comparison later in this video, and I think that they're fairly close. I think because of the slightly lower differential on the Trend 2 and the fact that it is 2-part pearl, 1-part solid, and comes shiny out of box, I think that the Trend 2 is a little bit cleaner and a little quicker. But with the surface that I put on the Trend 2, they actually looked fairly close in this video, which I'm pretty happy about. I thought that the Trend 2 had a very unique spot in the bag. For example, when you feel like you have to get a little bit further left, but you still needed quicker response, but the clean balls are too clean. Maybe there's a little bit of a cliff in the middle. The Trend 2 would dig through that oil, and I think this ball will as well. But here are just some more shots of me seeing what the ball can do, getting a little further right, trying to do my Norm Duke impression. It actually looked really good from here. Like I was saying earlier, when you really roll it, it does roll pretty smooth, which I like. This was just another 6 or 7 left. Still had that nice rolly shape. I'm just testing the waters with this ball, starting right, moving a little further left, and I really liked it from further right. As you can see, it struck most times, and now I'm back in that zone where I started my first 10 shots, and that's just not the place to be. It was just totally incorrect for how I was throwing the ball. But there you can see it getting quicker as I increase my rev rate, increase my rotation, and there's just another zone left in the messenger. So here's when I started comparing the Zen Soul to the Trend 2 and the Zen Master. Here's me just trying to get lined up, find a spot to throw it. Here's the Trend 2 from that same exact spot. I didn't move for any of these shots, and that was a piss poor effort, but this next one's pretty decent. And I noticed when I did roll them off my hand the same, the balls actually rolled fairly similar, which is a good sign for what I was trying to accomplish with this video. That was a bad rack. That sucks. But here's some 2 hands for the culture. Big wheel. But back to the Zen Soul. Now that I found my hand position that I needed, I managed to throw another one, just like that first shot I threw with the Trend 2. This one I believe is much better. As you can see, the shapes are very similar. With the Zen Soul shining up and the Trend 2 being duller. They are very similar shapes, and that's a nice messenger with the Trend 2. So here's the Zen Master, the solid version. As you can see, it blends the lane much better than that Zen Soul does. Quite a bit slower from the transition. That probably would be the ball that I would throw if I was trying to strike. But you can see a big difference between the Zen Master and the Zen Soul there. And here's just some more Zen Soul shots. Trying to get my hand to do the right thing. And the big wheel, because chicks dig the big wheel. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a little something about the new Zen Soul. I think it's a very intriguing piece, and it will be available to you at your local Storm VIP Pro Shop May 27th of 2022, in case you're watching this next year for some reason. Coming to TV Bowling Supply, pre-order one today, or message us on our Instagram or Facebook page. We are active there. Go give those a follow and like all the posts, because why not? Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.